know how some people say they're Team Conrad in the books and Team Jer on the show? Literally how? Like, even I didn't love Conrad until book 3. Book Conrad is so much worse. Show Conrad is so much more beautifully nuanced. Y'all are right. I've been focusing so much on the show lately. I keep forgetting about her being an unreliable narrator in the book, too. This makes me wonder if what we see in the show is actually how Conrad felt in the book. But, like, with the book, you really, really only get one side. Whereas in the show, even though it's from Belly's POV, you can see the way Conrad is acting. And we get a lot more of him in the show. Like, the breakup at prom, for example. Like, in the book, it's meant to feel like he absolutely intended to do that. Whereas in the show, not at all. But Belly automatically assumed he did. So what if he didn't even want to break up with her in the book either? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, I had to calm down because this legitimately makes me mad. I think because there are very few characters, if any, in the whole entire fictional universe that I hate more than Dawson Leary. Don't ever call Conrad Fisher Dawson again. First of all, I said the love triangles in Dawson's and The Summer I Turned Pretty were similar. Not that they were exactly the same with the same situations going on. Yes, Joey fawned over Dawson for years, just like Belly did with Conrad. How fucking ever. I'm talking about the way things were inside the love triangle. How they all acted. Like, seriously, did you not see all the examples I provided that were comparing Jeremiah and Dawson? They literally act exactly the same. And let me address the rest of your comments. Just like how all the supporting characters have this bias towards Conrad. In Dawson's, they have a bias towards Dawson because Dawson is the one who assumes they're just gonna eventually end up together. So everyone else acts like she belongs to Dawson. She doesn't, by the way. Joey can make her own fucking decisions. Everyone always assumed it was gonna be Conrad for Belly because that's how Belly feels. Not him trying to own her. I mean, Susanna literally said, "You've always been her Prince Charming." Also, Stephen and Laurel, while they love Jeremiah, they just know that Conrad is a better person and better for Belly in general. And I'll get to why in a minute. Dawson and Joey had a toxic relationship. Yes, they did. Like Belly and Conrad. No. I've addressed this in another video. Belly and Conrad did not have a healthy relationship because they didn't have healthy communication. But nothing going on between them was actively toxic. Belly and Jer, however, Jeremiah only pursued her after he saw that his brother was romantically interested in her. Already not a great foundation for a relationship. And he's emotionally manipulative. I made a whole video showing examples of him being emotionally manipulative. He makes Belly feel bad every time she is just around Conrad. He's making her feel bad for her past where she didn't really do anything wrong. So to me, that sounds like the toxic relationship, actually. Conrad and Dawson both have the righteous personality. Dawson does, yes. When is Conrad righteous? He feels responsible for everyone. He literally feels the weight of the world on his fucking shoulders. I'm gonna assume you meant self-righteous, by the way. And if we're talking about self-righteous, we better talk about Jeremiah trying to make Conrad feel like shit when he was at college, while their mother was dying, as if Susanna would have let him fucking stay. He has always been a fantasy tied to her childhood, which is why it's a good thing that she saw he wasn't perfect during their first relationship, and they spend years apart growing up before they get back together again. Jeremiah, however, is very much a man baby who never grows up and is never held accountable for his actions. Joey constantly described her and Pacey's relationship as real, just like Belly does with Jer. Belly is heavily in denial. Belly is actively pursuing a relationship with Jeremiah, because she doesn't want to get swept up in her feelings for Conrad and potentially get her heart broken again. She's choosing Jer because she sees him as the easier choice. So there's one reason that's not real. Another reason it's not real is Belly having to change so many things about herself to try and not offend Jeremiah's delicate little sensibilities. Conrad loved her just the way she was, but Jeremiah won't even let her talk about her past with Conrad. She has to downplay everything because Jeremiah is so fucking insecure. Like, I'm sorry, that's not Belly's fucking problem. Like, maybe Jeremiah shouldn't be getting into a relationship right now either.